Learner Analysis Project by Kimberly Betzner. For my learner analysis project, I chose to focus on a student I will call Maria. Maria is 14 years old, and I currently student teach her 8th grade humanities class at Adams City Middle School in Commerce City. Maria first caught my eye because she was very friendly towards me. I noticed she was social and happy most days, but other days she was very reserved and kept to herself. I was interested to know the reason for her different moods. I told my teacher about the learner analysis project, and she agreed that Maria would be a good student to focus on. After interviewing my teacher about Maria, she told me she had Maria's niece 2 years ago. I thought that it was interesting that her niece was 2 years older than her and thought she must have a large, dynamic family. I quickly formed a relationship with Maria by simply saying hi to her every time I saw her. Once the relationship was formed, I recorded my first audio interview with her. Area, and how do you get to and from school?
I live in Commerce City, well, actually DuPont, and I go to school on the bus.
Okay, and how long is your bus ride about?
Basically like 15 minutes.
Okay. And is English your first language, and what language do you speak at home?
No, and I actually speak Spanish at
Speak
home.
Spanish at home. Okay. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I had four, and the first one's like 35, and then my second one is 28, which he passed away. 24, he just turned him. And then it's me, 14, and then I have a sister, which is part just my dad's, and she's turning 18 this year.
Okay, thank you. And what do you like to do when you're not in school?
I basically like to go sometimes to the park if it's nice. If not, stay home, clean, and sometimes on the weekends, like, go dancing.
Cool. All right, and what's your favorite subject in school and why?
My favorite subject is math because of the teacher. She makes it fun.
All right, cool, thank you. From this interview, I found out about Maria's home life and family. She's the youngest of 5 siblings. The age range of the siblings is from 14 to 35. This is a very large difference, and I would imagine it would cause Maria to grow up fast. Since Maria grew up in a larger family, it would make sense why, for the most part, she is very social. Also, in general, the Latino culture is more social. I thought it was interesting that Maria mentioned in the first interview about her older brother passing away. The fact that she shared this information showed me that she trusted me enough to tell me a little bit about her private life. Trust is the backbone to a relationship-driven classroom. Here is a picture of a timeline Maria was asked to draw of her life. The only event she put on it was her first time on a plane when she was 10, her first time at Elitch's, and her brother passing away when she was 12. Clearly, her brother passing away was a significant event in her life. When asked about her favorite subject, Maria told me math because of the teacher. This proves to me that students will be more likely to like the subject if they like their teacher. It reminds me of the quote from Duncan Andrade's speech titled Hope Required When Growing Roses in Concrete. He said students don't care what you have to say until they know you care about them. Maria liked the subject math not because she loves math, but because she has built a positive, caring relationship with her teacher. I sat in on the parent-teacher conference with Maria's mother and my teacher. Her mother did not speak English, and therefore a translator was necessary. Since the demographic of Adams City Middle School in Commerce City is mainly Latino, many translators were required. Maria was very excited to introduce her mother to me. Since I speak Spanish, I was able to greet her mother in Spanish. I learned that her father was currently in jail. Although I don't know the reason he is in jail, it explains why some days Maria keeps quiet to herself. Her mother told me she loves dance and art. I kept this in mind when designing her mini lesson. Since Maria's mother mentioned to me that she really enjoyed drawing, I designed a lesson where students had to make an advertisement either for or against the cotton gin. After many days of observing Maria, I noticed she thrives in working with others rather than on her own. Therefore, I wanted to design an artistic intrapersonal activity where Maria was able to work with others and showcase her artistic abilities. I started out the class by introducing the idea of inventions and how they can mean different things to different people. Then I introduced the cotton gin invented by Eli Whitney. We read a reading about the cotton gin together as a class. I gave the students a pro and con chart so they could fill out the advantages and disadvantages of the cotton gin as we read. Students were then split into groups and had to decide using evidence from the reading whether they wanted to make an advertisement either for or against the cotton gin. Maria's final product was very impressive. She not only was able to work with others, but she was able to use her artistic abilities to complete the assignment. The lesson I designed proved to me that many multiple levels of intelligence exist in the classroom. In Maria's group, she took initiative to do the drawing. Two others in the group found facts to include on the poster, and another person sat quietly and passively. Reflecting back on this lesson, the one thing I would do differently is assign a task to each person in a group. Therefore, I could ensure that it's not just one person doing all the work and that there is a shared responsibility in the group. I really enjoy implementing group work in the classroom as it is student-centered instead of teacher-centered. Students practice interacting and communicating with each other, which is a necessary skill for the outside world. From my observations, I noticed that Maria has very good verbal skills. I wanted to analyze Maria's writing skills to see how she was as a writer. I looked at one of her summative assessments where she was asked to write a letter to Secretary of Treasury Jacob Lew on removing Andrew Jackson from the $20 bill. In her writing, she makes many spelling errors and her sentences sometimes sound awkward. She sometimes combines Spanish and English into the same sentence. This is very common for ELLs. My teacher and I have embraced ELLs in our classroom by including a word wall for each unit with vocabulary words in both English and Spanish. We also try to include various forms of instruction, including videos and pictures, as many ELL learners are audio and visual learners. In a final interview with Maria, I asked her whether she had plans to go to college. All right, and do you plan on going to college one day?
It just depends about the money and the scholarships if I do get one and how I feel about school back when I grow up.
All right, so you think that money is kind of a big issue?
Sorta, not really, but it just depends on my feelings.
Okay. All right, thank you. I believe the key to making sure Maria attends college and stays in school is through positive, supportive relationships and building resilience. I think by finding out what kind of learner she is and catering to that, Maria will stay motivated and engaged in school and will one day go to college.